Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Home Field Locks podcast. Hope you had a good weekend. There was, again, really good football, and I think that national championship game was the best college football national championship in a pretty long time. So that was fun to watch last night. What'd you guys think of that game?
Yeah, it was awesome. Couldn't think of a Fernando Mendoza, man. He's just a great dude. I'm very happy for him. Happy for Signetti too. I
Mhm.
did bet on Miami, but those are two guys you just can't root against. They're good dudes. So very happy.
Yeah, great game. First half was looking like a stinker, but then
Mhm.
second half definitely turned it up. Fourth quarter especially, that was just a great game.
Carson Beck is overhated. I'm gonna say it. He's not that
Uh,
bad. He's not.
Well, you said he was good last week, so
Yeah,
you
I
said
don't
he's
think he's
been
that fired.
balling. Logan is 1-2, not 0-3. I went 0-5 in football. Not a good sport for me. Um, Gavin had a good day though. He pretty much nailed the college football nail on. He said Miami would cover and they would get their point total over, which happened. I was on Indiana, didn't happen. Logan was on the over. Yeah,
Which barely got there, but barely. It
dude,
was awesome
yeah,
though.
by 1 point.
crazy.
Yeah. And get into the college hoops games from last week. St. John's is back, I fear. I don't know if Virginia is that good or for SMU is just overrated.
Fuck Tennessee. We can just not talk about that game.
Nope.
Yeah. Uh Go
Florida.
Florida. Xavier
Florida is
Lee is back. And yeah, the Gators are definitely here, back in national title contention, I would say.
Wait, what happened at St. Mary's Santa Clara game? I totally missed that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I
Santa
believe,
Clara won.
I think by like 8.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
it was
I
pretty
believe they're leading pretty much the whole way too.
I think we were all pretty
So
spot on with Texas Tech. I loved them. That was
yeah.
probably my favorite play.
they're yeah, my two bets this year: Houston Final Four, Texas Tech Final Four for Final Four future. So I'm liking where they stand for sure.
Arkansas.
You're low
That
key
was
an honorary Texas Tech fan, man.
I know. I was actually looking at the hat. Like I was watching Field of 68, and do you know Rob Dowster?
Yeah.
He was wearing a Reckham Tech hat or whatever, and it was actually pretty damn nice. And I was like looking on the internet. I was like,
I mean, you bet on them in football, you bet on them in basketball, you might as well
I
root
know.
for them.
I mean, I like their color scheme. I like their branding. It's hard not to root for them.
Yeah.
Like,
Oil money, baby.
How about
yeah.
Arkansas though? That was bad.
They're ass.
Remember my prediction when I said that they were going to win by 20? Yeah, I think they lost by like.
Well, you've never predicted a game within 10 points in your life.
Yeah,
That
no,
is
you're definitely right. You're definitely right. You're definitely right. Yeah, with
Then
Tamu.
TAMU going into Texas. Whew, what a win for the Aggies.
Are they
6-point
good or just
dogs.
retarded?
They are good. Tamu, they're good.
I think TAMU's good, to be honest. But let's get into these next few days of college basketball. We have an all right slate tonight. Starting off with NC State, they're playing at Clemson. Clemson, I believe, is 3.5-point favorites at home. So I want to kick this off. Where I can.
Yeah, you
Yeah, you
can.
got it. Yeah.
All right. I keep giving NC State like faith and passes, and they just keep pissing the bed. Like you cannot lose to Georgia Tech last game, and they honestly might be outside the bubble in this moment. I think a lot of it just has to do with they're missing an alpha. Like the team is composed of a bunch of good second and third options, but Darian Williams, like I just don't think he's that guy. I think he's a glorified second option at like a Texas Tech, and I don't think he's ready for the spotlight. And then you're going into Clemson. Clemson's defense is suffocating, so to go in there and ask for a win's really tough. They're all going to shoot well, like Darian Williams, Copeland, McNeil. They're all going to have to bring it. But the thing is, in the same sense, like we talked about Clemson not having a number one option, but it is working for them. like, if you hold the other team to sub 70, I guess it works, but in the long run, I'm probably gonna fade the Tigers just, like, when they play a legit offense, I just don't think they have a sustainable enough offense, but here, like, I'm going Clemson tonight, I'll probably place a bet on that, and then I'm also looking at the under 141.
Yeah. I'm also going Clemson here. Just this is a home game for Clemson. I mean, they're perfect at home so far. They've been playing amazing too as of recently. And another big factor in this, NC State just dropped a game to Georgia Tech. Pretty sure.
They did.
Yeah. So you're dropping a game to Georgia Tech. That's just a terrible look. And I don't know. I don't have to go too much into depth here, but Clemson is. I mean, they're perfect. They have a perfect record at home. You know, they've been playing extremely well. And NC State, it's a hit or miss with them, pretty much. So I'll trust Clemson here.
Line down to 2.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on NC State. I think Clemson's overrated. Don't think they're 18th best team in the country. And I think NC State actually goes in here and gets a much needed win. I think they're gonna get dominated down low. But if they can make some threes on the outside, I really think they can get it done. And I just refuse. This is another one of those teams I refuse to give up on this NC State team. It hasn't been working, but I think Clemson's a little overrated. I think NC State gets it done.
Going on Seton Hall and St. John's, two teams trending in very opposite directions in the Big East.
I can lead this one off. St. John's is going to win this game by 20. They're back. Rick Pitino. I'm saying it. If you've watched this podcast, you've heard me talk about Rick Pitino and St. John's all year. I know they were trending down, but like I said, another one of those teams I won't give up on. And I think they're going to kill Seton Hall tonight, especially at home. It's I really like. Not even. I just think it's going to be a slaughter. I don't think it's going to be relatively close. I expect the guards to eat. Isaiah Sellers, Ian Jackson, Joseph Saint. I expect all of them to eat against Seton Hall. So yeah, look for a big win here.
Yeah, that's also easy for me. St. John's at home. They're, like Gavin said, they're probably going to dominate this game. I don't really see Seton Hall keeping up offensively with St. John's here and being able to go score for score with them. So St. John's is probably going to pull away at some point here, and it's not going to be a competitive game.
Yeah, I think St. John's is going to handle them, but I don't know about the 11.5-point line because Seton Hall is so defensive oriented. But regardless, their offense is just absolutely terrible. Like in their last two games, both losses, they're 4 for 33 from deep, which is just abysmal. And like the defense can only bend for so long. St. John's, like you said, they're back. Ejiofor, he has consistent help now, like Sellers, Hopkins, and Jackson. They're all being more productive around them. And when everything's clicking, they're dangerous. Like they're gonna be ranked next week, I would say. The undefeated Miami, Ohio is going into Kent State, which might be the most anticipated matchup for the rest of the year.
Big one.
Danny, I'd say you start. You probably know more about these two teams.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into it. Last time I checked it was 1.5. I think that line is too low. Like I think people are a little too reactionary about that game against Buffalo. I did take Miami, Ohio in that game. Miami, I would say they get it done by like 5-ish points. Kent State, they've been barely skating by in conference play. Like they've not been too convincing, and they lost to Central Michigan, which Miami, Ohio destroyed. So I think Miami, they kind of get a statement win and prove that there's a gap between them and the rest of the conference. Besides maybe Akron. Akron hung with them, but I don't think Kent State's on Akron's level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Miami, Ohio. I agree with Danny with the reactionary call out. They're bound to play close games, and Miami, Ohio will lose at some point. I mean, it's just – but I think this is a nice bounce-back spot for them coming off of a win, granted. And I think there's tiers in the MAC. I think Miami High is obviously at the top, and then like Danny said, Akron. I don't think Kent State's there, and Buffalo proved they might be somewhere around it. But I'll be on Miami, Ohio here. I don't expect them to lose tonight.
Yeah, just give me Miami, Ohio. I'm not really going to pretend that I know a whole bunch about these teams, but just looking at obviously, Miami, Ohio is undefeated. They're pretty much just rolling through everyone, and I expect it to continue here with Kent State. So give me Miami.
I could also see the over hitting on this. I could see this being into like the 170s without question. So
Yeah, Miami, Ohio's offense is deadly, man.
yeah. Buffalo was hitting some tough shots last game too. Then the Pokes are playing TCU, which TCU is just their record is so misleading. Like, oh man. I'm going TCU at home here. Oklahoma State, their defense is just terrible, and it's struggled so far, and it's shown so far in conference. But like Victorious Miller, he has slowed down. For some reason, Anthony Roy came off the bench last game. Like he's still putting up points, but he did come off the bench. Then you have like Parsifala. I like him a lot. He's good.
It worked him coming off the bench because didn't he put up
I think he had like 20 to
25?
30. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it worked.
And then I think like an unsung guy is Parsifala. Like he has really good touch and he can shoot, but he's not really talked about in the same way that like Roy or Miller are. And then you go over to TCU. Their record's awful, but they have shown like they can hang with the really good teams of the conference. But then they lost to Utah, which is like come on, that can't happen. But their tallest guy is 6'8", like, which is kind of surprising that their defense is their strong point and their offense is the issue because they're not a big team at all. But I don't think that's really going to hurt them too much here. And TCU's offense isn't great, but Oklahoma State's defense is worse. And at home, TCU gets a much needed win.
Oh, dude, yeah. Man, I think I'm also going to go TCU here. It does scare me just a little bit just because TCU, they play up to competition, but, and like they play up to like the ranked teams. And then when they play somebody, Oklahoma State's a very good team, not trashing on them, but they tend to, this is a game that they could possibly just go out and lose. I think it's an 8.5 point spread. I don't know what it is on like other books, but that seems pretty disrespectful to me for Oklahoma State a little bit. Like, I think I'll probably bet Oklahoma State, whatever the spread is tonight. Just off that, I don't think that Oklahoma State wins outright. I think TCU wins it, but Oklahoma State makes it a game. So TCU for the win, but Oklahoma State's going to keep it close.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same here. I'll be on TCU to win. I think that 8.5 point is disrespectful, and I think I'll also be backing Oklahoma State tonight on the spread. But TCU's coming off 4 losses. This is just the perfect spot to get it done. And while I think Danny and I love Oklahoma State, I just don't trust this team as much on the road. I don't think they have the closers to really get it done. And even if they did, their defense would probably let them down. So I'll be back in TCU, but I agree with Logan saying I think that 8.5's disrespectful.
Then our game of the night is Vandy going into Arkansas, which the SEC has just kind of been a bloodbath so far this year, outside of a couple teams. But both teams really needing a win here. Vandy's coming off of consecutive losses to Texas and Florida, and Arkansas they got handled by Georgia simply. So, yeah, it's going to be an offensive game for sure.
Yeah.
174. Oh my.
Yeah, it's gonna be a high scoring game. No doubt about that. I don't know.
This is tough. This is a really tough game.
I'm gonna be on. I don't even want to say. I'm gonna be on Arkansas. Last time they went on the road and lost to Auburn, they came home against a much worse team than Vanderbilt, South Carolina, but they beat them by 34. It wasn't really ever close. Kind of took their anger out. Coach Cal was mad about that when he heard Auburn lost to Mizzou the other day too, because he can't believe he lost to Auburn on the road. Um, and I think Auburn's gonna be pissed off coming off a road loss. It just seems like they love playing at home. I mean, who doesn't? But they just love playing at home. And last time Vandy was on the road, they lost to Texas, and they followed it up with a loss. Now close game, but still lost. So um, I'm probably gonna be on Arkansas to continue Vandy's skid.
Yeah. Jeez. I think this is. I'm pretty like I don't know. This is really tough for me, but I think I'm just gonna go with Arkansas here. This is a home game. You're gonna need a win here. So does Vanderbilt. Like Danny said, they both need wins. I mean, but I think this is just gonna for Arkansas, especially at home. Vanderbilt has been playing bad, but you know, Arkansas at home, they're shooting 50% from the field, 40 from three. I mean, at home, they're just they're a force. So I'm going to take Arkansas here to get a big, big home win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Vanderbilt, to be honest. I don't think Arkansas is that good. Their best win was at home versus Tennessee, and I really don't think Tennessee is all that good. Like
Did
they're
they beat
too
Texas Tech?
who?
Arkansas?
Well, I'm saying about in conference play.
That's
They
right.
recently they've been struggling. Like their other two wins are South Carolina and Ole Miss, and against Auburn and Georgia, they straight up looked outclassed. Um, Vanderbilt's offense, I think, is a really good matchup for Arkansas. I don't think they're going to be able to handle them very well. Like Tyler Tanner and Miles, they're both going to have a really good day here. And Tyler Nickel also shooting the ball from deep
Fuck him.
should be good. um, I mean, losing the 4 at home versus Florida, it's tough, but I don't think it's crazy. I'm gonna go Vanderbilt. It's a battle of two good coaches at the end of the day, but I'll go with the experience in Vanderbilt to right the ship. And then Georgia's going into Missouri.
Dude, these games are tough.
Yeah, the SEC, I mean, I feel like there's so many teams that are like within 3 points of each other. Like, it really is difficult.
I can start this one off. I am going to be on Missouri here. They like playing at home. I think that's pretty evident here. They beat Kentucky on the road, but then lose to Ole Miss and LSU, which is a bad loss. Both on the road, though. Um, and Missouri just clearly likes playing at home. And if I said it before, I'll say it again. I just think Georgia's overrated. I don't think Mizzou's a better basketball team than Georgia, but I think it's just kind of a perfect storm, and I think Missouri will get it done at home. Their home court advantage is awesome. They just seem to get it done there. So I'll trust Mark Mitchell and the Tigers. So
Yeah, I'll go next because I'm pretty much on the same page. Missouri's good at home and bad on the road. Georgia is pretty much the same way. So Georgia on the road, they're not playing well. And Missouri's playing good at home. So give me Tigers.
Yeah, I'm also on Missouri here. This is a good bounce back spot from that loss against LSU. Really bad, really bad look. And Georgia's coming off a nice win against Arkansas, pretty much a blowout. So I think it's more of a letdown for Georgia, and it's a bounce back for Missouri. And Missouri's shooting 55% from the field at home. So give me Missouri.
Then SMU is going into Wake tonight, and they're 1.5 point favorites. I can go first.
Jesus.
I thought this would be an easier decision. Thing is, Wake has been playing very good against the top teams. Like they've been keeping it close, even though they haven't been able to pull many games out. Like they did win by 3 against Virginia Tech, but against Miami they lost by 4, NC State by 3, and then SMU also has just not been able to pull it out against top teams. But I do think SMU gets a much needed win. I think they're a top 4 team in the conference on paper at least, and they're just not getting that much needed win yet besides UNC. Like that was a great point for them, but they've really not been great since. So give me SMU and the backcourt.
Yeah, I'm going to be on SMU here. I think this is a much needed win game here for SMU, especially away. I know it does scare me a little bit. The way they've been performing, but geez, I don't know. Wake is also one of those teams. It's similar to TCU where it seems like they play up to competition a little bit. And like SMU, it's great competition, but I don't know. I think I trust SMU more here in that way, so I'll just go with SMU.
I'm actually going to be on Wake. SMU's last two home games in conference play, they lost both of them. Close games nonetheless, but they lost. Now coming off a loss at home, they are better than Wake Forest by all means. Like, don't get me wrong. I just think Wake's. I don't know. It feels like they're just gonna. I feel like they're just gonna steal this one. I don't think they're that great of a team, but this just feels like a game they steal from SMU. They did it last year. I think they do it again this year, except last year was at SMU. But yeah, I'm gonna be on Wake. I'm gonna trust my boy Juke Harris. Get it done.
Here
Jeez.
I want to show some love to the American Conference here. It's a really good matchup. I think at least Florida Atlantic is playing host to Tulane. I won't go. Thing is, FAU has already lost to Tulane at Tulane this year. It's their only loss in conference play. So, but I am going to go Florida Atlantic at home.
I'll be on FAU too. They're rolling a little bit of a fort. Their last loss was actually at Tulane. They've been kind of rolling since then. Tulane's in a little bit of a skid here, losing 2 games at home to UAB and North Texas in a row. I really don't like to see that. Both of those teams just aren't. They're okay. But I'm gonna back FAU here, who's been pretty solid all year. Aside, I think earlier in the year there was a couple games that were like, ooh, but I'm gonna trust FAU.
Yeah, I'll take FAU here at home. They've been rolling as of lately, and I think they get their revenge game back here against Tulane.
Then you have Xavier going into Creighton in a classic Mideast matchup.
This game is fucking ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start it off. I'll just go. Jeez, I hate picking Creighton games because I feel like I can never get them right. But I will back Creighton here, just at home. I don't think any of these teams are that good. I think Creighton was on the come up. They were looking brighter, and then they kind of fell back down a little bit. Geez, yeah, I'll just go Creighton here. I can't trust Xavier after they lost to Marquette. I just if you're losing to Marquette, I can't trust you as a team. So I'll go Creighton here.
I am confidently going to trust Creighton. They already beat Xavier this season on the road at Xavier by 41. And I believe I picked Xavier.
I didn't see that.
I picked Xavier that game. I will not be picking them again against Creighton. I don't think in the span of a month they got 41 points better. So now Creighton had everything going for them that game, but at home I don't see them over Creighton to submit. I mean, that wasn't even a competition, so I think Creighton gets it done with ease. Maybe, yeah, Creighton gets it done with ease.
Yeah, I'm also going Creighton, but since that Marquette game you mentioned, Xavier has been playing a lot better. Like, they pretty much handled Providence and Butler last week, but they don't like playing on the road, and Creighton's better at home. So they found their offense a little bit, at least, which is a big point for Creighton, like we talked about, them being bipolar on that end of the court.
Yeah.
But Creighton has their number. If Xavier makes up those 41 points then on the road, then good for them, I guess. And Texas going into Kentucky after Kentucky got a really much needed win at Tennessee, probably saved Mark Pope's head for a little while. I don't know what to make of this game yet, so someone else can go first.
Um, I like this little hot streak Kentucky's been riding. I mean, they have not played great competition in it, but they're winning. And I think at home, especially with Texas coming off a loss to TAMU, who I don't think is a good team by any means. I think they're still going to be hungover from beating Alabama and Vandy into back to back, and they just lost at Tennessee by 14 after Kentucky, and Kentucky just beat Tennessee on the road. Um, so I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride with Kentucky. I think they'll get it done. I mean, their home court advantage. You've heard us talk about it a million times. It's one of the best in all of college basketball, and you'll almost never see me fade Kentucky at home. So
Yeah, I'm also going to be on Kentucky here at home. I'm liking this. Like, yeah, they're clawing back in these games. I mean, they had to fight back against LSU, fight back against Tennessee, but they're winning these games, and they're. I don't know. I like Texas, I do, but I can't see a way that they win at Kentucky here. Just can't see it. So give me Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm also going Kentucky at home. It's not pretty, but they're getting it done, which with that many injuries and the way the season was going, I guess you can't complain about that. Texas, they are playing good basketball right now, though. Like, if it was at Texas, I would definitely be going with Texas, but I don't think Kentucky's going to have too many offensive issues like that could really pose them a threat. Maybe Sherman Mark gives them a fit,
former
but
Razorback.
yeah,
Dude.
Tremont Mark. But I'm going Kentucky at home as well. Maybe ride some momentum from that Tennessee win. Wednesday night, Virginia Tech is going into Syracuse.
Oh, I gotta say, the ACC games are the hardest games to pick by a mile. They are brutal. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be work because Big Ten games. I suck at picking those too, but I'm so bad at ACC. Um,
Well, a little side note before you talk about the game, like I know we talked about this like in the group chat the other day. The ACC prepares you for the tournament better than any other conference just
yes.
because you see every single style of basketball. Like in the past, Syracuse, you would see a zone, and then you have teams like UNC, or more run and gun and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. You really see every type of basketball, while in the Big 12, like they pride themselves on being the toughest thing. But then what happens when you're not getting the Big 12 refs in the tournament and it's being called and you suddenly have to adjust your style? Like a team like UNC and Duke, they're more versatile and they're like, oh, we've seen this type of team before in our conference, just to another scale.
Exactly. Those teams that want to, because you get like, well, the old Virginia, you get an old Virginia that is they aren't even
Pure
going to try on
defense.
offense. They're
Yeah.
just going to clamp you down and make you beat them somehow. And then
Yeah, the
teams like
big
Duke, I mean, aside from them being just a dominant force, like it feels like they always have shooters, and you run into that a lot where they just even if they just have one shooter, you've already seen that with Duke, and maybe you saw it with I don't know Syracuse, but whoever. It does feel like they just do prepare you, and everybody shits on the ACC like shouldn't get that many bids, blah blah blah, and then all of them, and then half of them or all of them make it to the second weekend, and then
they're the most prepared. Like the SEC, they don't play defense, which is why Bama ran into Duke last year and were shell shocked.
Mhm.
Last year, SEC was kind of an anomaly though, because Florida and Auburn, they were
so
legit.
good, so
And
good.
then Big Ten, you have like playing through the big men, playing inside and not really facing those top guards, I feel. So
I
just
think
the ACC, man.
I think the ACC basketball is comparable to the Big Ten football. Everybody talks shit on them until it's actually time to play them, and you
You don't
lose.
want to play it.
You
You don't
don't.
want
You
to
don't
play
want to
it.
play them. I mean, people. I
They've
mean,
seen you before, like
exactly.
just in a different form.
With that being said, I can't confidently back Syracuse. I actually really do like this Virginia Tech team. Um, I I don't know. I just like Syracuse will probably win this game, but I just can't like confidently say Syracuse. So I'm gonna back V Tech because I actually do like them. Um, had they not lost on a buzzer beat to SMU, they'd been on a 3-game winning streak. Cal, SMU, and Notre Dame, which in my opinion, are three. I mean, they're not crazy wins, but they're three solid wins. But it is what it is. But I'll still back them to get this win against Syracuse on the road.
Yeah, I like Syracuse. I like the way that they've been playing at home. That being said, Virginia Tech, I will be on Virginia Tech in this game. I really like the way they've been playing ever since that Virginia win. I feel like they've been kind of on a roll. I mean, even their losses to like pretty solid teams are only losing by 2 points, 1.3 points, and they picked up some pretty solid wins. They should have gotten that win against SMU, except what was it? The Boopie Miller half court shot, like that, like 99 times, like that does not fall. That shot does not fall. But I'm gonna stick with Virginia Tech here. I really like the way they've been playing, and I'm not too sold on Syracuse, especially after losing to Boston College.
Yeah, I was big on Virginia Tech even in the preseason. I love their team makeup and headed by Neo Avdalis. He is just so good. And then Syracuse, they were playing really good ball until they lost to Boston College. Sold my parlay. Really sucks. But I'm going Virginia Tech here. They've been much better than their conference record of 3-3 shows. They've been in it in all their losses and probably could have at least won every game. Same goes for Syracuse. Like that Clemson game they were in Boston College, they should have won. But I do like Virginia Tech here, especially Amani Hansberry. I think he's going to eat in this game.
He's a dog.
And Virginia Tech, they're at Syracuse and at Louisville. They are a tournament team, but I'd say they need one quad one win this week, and it's their best chance to get it. And then my Aztecs going into one of the toughest environments in the country in Grand Canyon for a classic Mountain West matchup.
I mean, I'll start it off. I cannot believe that Grand Canyon beat Utah State. I actually wanted to shed a tear there. That felt
white
terrible.
Tear. Sorry.
But that being said, I don't care. I still think Grand Canyon is not a good team. San Diego State has been on an absolute tear, pretty much, and through the Mountain West just in general. They've been going crazy, and I think they keep it up here even in an away game at Grand Canyon. So give me San Diego State.
Give me the Giant Killers at Grand Canyon. They're going to take down I guess they're technically back. They're number one now in the Mountain West. Either way, they're going to win back-to-back games against Utah State and San Diego State and probably lose to like San Jose State next week or something. But damn it, they're going to beat San Diego State because I hate them. And listen, beating Utah State at home, I'm extremely shocked, but that shows you they have that caliber team to do it, and I'll back them again at home. Like Danny said, extremely tough place to play in the Mountain West and just in general. I like the Lopes, man.
Yeah, honestly, Grand Canyon moving from the WAC to the Mountain West it's probably one of my favorite conference moves just because they fit that conference so well, especially like with their home court.
And like Mexico and everything.
Yeah, like I didn't think they would beat Utah State, but I can't say I'm surprised just because I'll never be surprised about them winning a game at home. It's just awesome. With that being said, I think they get a letdown spot here. San Diego State, they come in and beat the Lopes. San Diego State had a really good win against New Mexico last week. It was at home, but it was a good win, and they have been good on the road. Like they beat Nevada, and they also destroyed Wyoming. So they are prepared, at least in a lighter sense. So I'm going San Diego State and just solidifying their grip on the top of the Mountain West League because I really do think they're the best team in the Mountain West. Oh, and that was the last game. I thought we had one more. But short episode today. The slate this week it's good for like the mid teams, but nothing high besides really the Vanderbilt and Arkansas game. I know
Are we cooking with fire on Saturday? I didn't even look ahead yet.
I think I saw it was all right. Like,
UNC Virginia. I mean,
UNC Virginia is really good. Then
Villanova, UConn,
Illinois, Purdue, Virginia Tech, Louisville.
Houston, Texas Tech again.
Oh shit. Yeah, next Tennessee Bama's a fun game.
No, it's not.
Uh
No, it's not.
yes it is.
Bama by
Auburn,
6.
Florida. I think Auburn, Florida might be that might be kind of fun.
All right. Well, regardless, the next episode later this week, it should be a really good episode. Well, good slate of college basketball. We have the conference championships for the NFL, and then Mike should be on for UFC. Logan is back. He has defrosted.
God.
So
Thank God.
Oh, Patty the baddie.
I don't want to see Gaethje into retirement, man. I don't want to see him.
Gaethje's so
he
fucking
already
overrated.
has CTE.
He's so overrated.
He's not overrated. He's not
CTE
overrated.
Gaethje. But that's a wrap on this episode. Nice. Enjoy college basketball this coming week, especially you won't have a choice in a couple weeks when football's over.
Yeah.
So now we're getting into prime college basketball season. Conference slate Saturdays are officially back without football, which I'm excited for. So have a good week. And if you're back in school,
Good
do
luck.
well, I guess.
Yeah,
Be a good boy. Be a good boy.
All right, I'll see you.